Eight Limbs S is sponsored by Muay Nation and Onyx MMA in Singapore. And this was just a little bit of clinch with Phetlilaa Phetongpong at the gym, Phetongpong in Mae Rim. I love this place. It's an all-female gym, and I had just come by to say hi. And then this girl is like a phenom. She's 13 years old, has over 40 fights, and has only lost like 2 of them, but she fights really good fighters. We're about the same weight, so we fought some of the same people. And her trainer wanted me to work with her a little bit on the clinch. And so I just wanted to show her a few things that have worked well for me. So we just went really light. She was fighting the next day. And here I'm trying to show her how to use the blade of your arm to really cut into the back of someone's neck when you're doing this vice grip. It's really painful. And you can either get someone to stop what they're doing because of the pain, they freeze up, or you can get them to change position because they're trying to get out of it. So you can see there she's not actually doing it.
Put the head in.
I'm trying to get her to use her head to push against my head because it just makes the entire thing very tight. That's what makes it so painful, is you need to have something on both ends pinching together to make it a vice. But I couldn't see her hands, so I couldn't see that she's got this like front of the hand to the back of the hand, which in gloves is not a lock at all. They'll just slip completely off. She's got a really good turn there. She's very strong, actually. But we're just going a little bit light, and I'm trying to get her to do that vice grip. And I didn't see that she's using the inside of her wrist, which does not hurt. You gotta like rotate your arm. So here I'm trying to show her how to like yank down in these tiny little like bop bursts. You can use that to change position or to off balance your opponent in order to throw knees or turn or just basically change position. She picks it up really well. Right there, she just did some awesome little pulls. Here I'm trying to get her to push her head in again. So here I'm trying to adjust her arms because I don't feel the blade of her arm on my neck. And so I'm trying to get her to like yank down really tight and use her head. You'll see me put my hand on her head to try to get her to like push into mine. And here she's doing those little yanks, bop bop. Here, put your head in, put your head in. If the spine is straight, people have a lot of power, but if you can just put it off a little bit by bending the head, you lose significant power. Here I'm trying to show her how to use the blade, but I actually have my hand wrong. You have to rotate your hand out a little bit and then go wrist to wrist, because when you're wearing gloves, it's actually the wrist that you can lock with. The way she has her hand over her other hand, that's not gonna lock when you're wearing gloves. And it's also putting the flat part of her wrist against my neck. But here I'm showing her when someone is kneeing. You can usually anticipate when someone's going to knee because you've just kneed. And if you yank down the exact same way I've been doing these bop bop to turn people, you actually snuff the knee. So here she's going to knee and you just yank down and they're not going to reach you. She picks that up really well and turns harder than I do. So she improved on what I just showed her already. And she's got this real nice little jump on her knees, which demonstrate to the judges balance and dominance. It's really good. But her lock needs to be a lot more vicious, and she needs to put her head in more. But she's very strong. She's very cool. Only 13.